Welcome, everyone. This is Eric L. Dunavant, the Mindset Disruption Strategist, to another episode of Redefining Success. And I am back again for episode 2 with Gretchen Bauer of BSwanky. If you haven't listened to episode 1, you need to go back and listen, because we got to hear the story of how she grew up and evolved to running BSwanky today. Which is just an incredible business that we're going to get to talk more about today, because we're going to get into like the journey they've been on the last 5 years, and it's like a rocket ship. I feel just kind of excited that we've been connected at this time, because I feel like there's big things coming in the future, and I'm just kind of honored to be able to sit back and watch what happens. So, Gretchen, thank you for being with me again.
Thank you for having me again.
So we were when we finished up the last episode, we were talking a little bit about, we've moved now the headquarters to Sarasota, where you've got more design element control. You're able to kind of begin to think this was 5 years ago or 4. I'm just
we're 4 years in Sarasota.
Okay. So now take me on the journey of kind of what you've experienced over the last 4 years. And we talked about this a little bit off air before we started the second half of the interview. I want everybody to know about the other side of the business, the giving back part of this too, because there's an incredible business story here, but there's so much more impact that you're making in what you're doing, which is what just really touches me. And that is redefined success in my mind. So kind of pick us up where we left off.
Well, when we started, everyone came to us and said, "Oh, can you donate a bag?" And we would donate a bag to the silent auction, and it would kind of be pushed to the side. It would raise money, but not the amount of money that I thought we could raise with our handbags. So just the past 3 years, we started to get into the live auction world, and we started making it an experience with designing your own handbag, touring our facility, seeing our atelier, seeing the artisans work, having this private, secret, behind the scenes experience. And so it started out, and I think the auctioneer the first time thought I was crazy that we were going to do this. But it turned out that it was a huge hit. And we've always given back. From the very beginning of BSwanky, we gave handbags to shelter women that, we could make a difference and change. We've always donated. But I wanted our impact to be much bigger, and I wanted it to make a real difference with what we could do. And I'm incredibly competitive. So whether it be for-profit, nonprofit, everything, I want to win. And so we started doing this. And to give you an idea, the impact we've had is in 3 years, we have helped raise over $400,000 with handbags.
I had a feeling you're just getting started, though. Talking to you, I think that you're like, yeah, that's just a blip on what I want to do. But that's incredible. That is incredible. What does the journey look like, though? So now you've got the design facility, you've got manufacturing, now you've got local craftspeople, craftswomen really helping you build and develop. What is this almost this? I don't want to say it's a blast off, but it's a pretty incredible story. Take us on that journey of you finally got everything in Sarasota, and what begins to happen then.
So we started getting noticed nationally, and we've been, I think I shared with you at one point, we were in over 32 retailers, and that was prior to COVID. And everything from Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, you name it, the upper echelon, fabulous jewelry galleries. And that was wonderful, but we weren't able to customize that way as well. And we found out our customers really want to directly design or come here or Zoom with me. And so it became more and more exclusive. We realized that people wanted that. They wanted more exclusive materials, more exotics, less bags made. So we shifted everything where really each bag is such a limited quantity. There are sewn in serial numbers. The exotic materials, I have some next to me. I'm just going to show you a little bit.
Yeah, please.
So this is something like what we use, where it is so rare. We could only get 4 of these beautiful hides. And it's amazing. And so each bag will be different though, whether it be with the lining, with the hardware, with the chain, with the tassels. So we started to push ourselves with working with more challenging materials, more exotics, and pairing different things that probably people thought wouldn't work, and they do work. And so what we found is our bags command attention.
Yeah.
Our bags are for the woman who doesn't want to blend in. She gets stopped all day, and we receive emails, texts, calls every day. Literally, I received a text today from a woman who's a customer, and it was XO at the end. I'm going to this event. Look what I'm wearing. I know I'll be the best dressed, and I know everyone's going to stop me with my handbag. And so that's what drives me. That is truly what drives me, is that woman's experience when she carries that bag. And it's funny, I've had a couple stories. One that's great is where a husband stopped his wife and said, have you counted today? Have you counted how many times someone has stopped you? And she said, what do you mean? He goes, 9. 9 people have stopped you today about your handbag, and you haven't even noticed. And she said, it happens every day. You're just not with me. So that is what happens. I was just in the airport, and the TSA agent taking my license dropped it. And she said, I'm so sorry. I was staring at your handbag. And I thought, how many handbags do you see a day? And I bet you don't drop the license. So that's what our bags do. Men notice them. They are jaw-dropping. They are sensational. They are unique. And that's what drives me to keep making them different and keep pushing the envelope. We're going to move forward with a bunch of collaborations where I'm collaborating with a fashion designer in Tampa who's originally from Italy. I'm collaborating with a somewhat famous jewelry designer that has made our hardware in solid gold and diamonds. So that's coming up. And so those are, we just keep pushing the envelope, keep making it better and better and more unique.
I think something that was interesting you and I talked about when we visited before the show is that in being unique and pursuing your passion, there are competitors who would, you know, rather not see you get such broad exposure or do as well. And yet you keep pushing the limits and you keep going after that. What's it like? More just, you've got such a positive attitude, but for my listeners who are like, man, what would it be like to be in that environment? What's it like to be like your competitors, maybe in one sense holding you back, but you're not letting them hold you back?
You know, it's funny. One of my top advisors, who's a gentleman from Germany, he sat me down when we started to soar, and people started purchasing our bags for the price they're purchasing them for now. And he said, get ready, get ready. They will come out of the woodwork, and you have to have a little thicker skin. And I said, what are you talking about? Everyone loves us. So, you know, I started to get some of that behavior and experience some of that you're talking about. And thank goodness he had prepped me for it, because I don't understand it myself, but it does make you a little stronger. And it tells me that we're doing something right, because before, if they're not noticing us, that's fine. You know, they're not noticing us, but now they're noticing us. And even as, you know, small and specialized as we still are, we are making waves out there. You know, we were just nominated, and we're a finalist in an international competition, and it's the industry expert and authority, the Accessories Council. Every accessories company you can imagine belongs to this, and they have an Excellence in Design award every year. And we were one of the 5 finalists in handbags exceeding $1,000. And the funny thing is, we were the only American company, 3 Italian, 1 French, and us. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's huge. But it was such an honor. But those things are happening from the organizations, again, that are objective and able to be objective and cheering for us and appreciating our design. You know, the head of the organization contacted me and said, please enter this bag. It's phenomenal. So that's the kind of support we're getting.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about the purses and everything, but I mean, talk a little bit about the experience of purchasing or designing a bag with you? Because you've told me stories about people coming into the studio. That's not as I don't think that's as common. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. But I'd love to, because you're not just creating a brand or a bag. Go back to the start with why, which is really you're creating an experience. You talked about just the confidence of the women, but talk a little bit more about how you even extend that out to people to come in and everything along those lines.
I push them to get exactly what they want. It's interesting. There was a woman here last week, and she already has one of our bags, and she was with her mother-in-law that was gifting her a second bag. What a wonderful mother-in-law.
That's right.
And what was amazing was she was looking at the bags we had here. So she couldn't decide between 3 bags. And I watched her face while she looked in the mirror. And I was watching her emotional reaction. And I said, "You love that one the most." And she said, "I do." And I said, "Get that one if it speaks to you and it's emotional." So it's very similar in the design process. I say that women have an unparalleled emotional connection to our brand and our handbags. They cry. I can't tell you how many women cry when they get their bag. So it starts with, if they choose to design their own, sometimes they see, like that woman, exactly what they want on our online boutique or in our gallery or when I Zoom with them. But if they don't, I stress we can do anything you want within reason. It has to look beautiful in the end.
Right.
And I've told people, no, we can't do that. And then they thank me in the end. I get it. I said, I can see it done. So the idea is, you've always wanted, a lime green metallic interior of a bag. We can do that with every detail. And if I may, I'll show you something.
Yes.
This is a bag that's custom designed with the tassels were done. So the bag is one we make, but you can probably guess who that's for.
Yeah.
It's for an owner of the LA Chargers. So that's their.
That's what the lightning bolts are about.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's it. But it's not overdone. It's still elegant and fabulous and beautiful and hand painted and Swarovski crystals, and so the best.
With where you are right now, what do you dream for the future?
I dream taking this more international. We have a lot of bags that are out there internationally, but even more so internationally, and being able to be involved in fashion weeks. We do fashion shows, and we do incredible experiential events, as I said, with other designers and guests and VIP things. But to really be out there internationally and letting the whole world see what we're doing.
For someone who has not followed you or anything, or someone who's kind of looking into your bags, where would you tell them to start if they wanted to find out more about BSwanky and what it is you're doing?
I think on our online boutique, so beswanky.com is good. Our Instagram is something where you can see the feel and the energy of our company, and the Instagram stories, and following us on social media is great. And then to stay tuned for press that's coming up, because we have some really exciting things happening. So to follow that and watch that, and they'll get an idea of what's coming out. But everything changes so quickly that, people found that if they see something and they don't get it, there's remorse, and nothing haunts you like the bag you didn't purchase. But then the idea that, stay tuned, because next week there's going to be something different and more exciting.
You and I talked about this a little bit. Like, when you go on your website and I see the bags on there, is that the best way to find out what you've got available? Or where's like, if you're someone who's like, man, this is something I really want to be a part of, what's the best way to do that if someone wanted a bag?
I think to contact us, to email, and to even reach out on social media, and we'll have someone get right back to you. But the idea is, I do so many online Zooms where I'm showing the exotic python that's foiled in France, and the beautiful ostrich that you can. So to be able to see what we have, and it's always changing what is available. Right. And my suppliers, they know me as the pickiest person they deal with, but also the person that is willing to I want the craziest, and I don't need a large quantity. So I'm their dream purchaser in a way. So they contact me first, and I get first go at it, but they know that they better send the absolute best or it's coming back.
I love that. One last little question here on this front. So this will come out after this has happened. Talk a little bit about what's happening at the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh. We have been asked to participate in a very prestigious event that happens every year prior to the Super Bowl. It's called the NFL Thread Players' Wives Luncheon. So it's this amazing luncheon that's put on the Thursday before, and it's about spotlighting these women that are behind the men in the NFL. But the funny thing is that this year, right now, we have 70 players coming and only 60 wives. So the men love this event more than the women.
You get 70 men coming to the event.
To the luncheon.
Oh my
70
goodness.
70 NFL players are coming to this luncheon next Thursday.
And you're going to be auctioning off a bag there or selling?
We're doing a raffle where the idea is the bag it's on NFLthread.com. And hopefully, Eric, you can share the link to the raffle. And anyone can purchase a raffle ticket. And so the idea is this bag gives back to off the field NFL players' wives. And that is a very special organization that the current NFL wives and the former alumni NFL wives created so they can raise a great deal of money. So you'll be able to do that and buy a raffle ticket, and it would be announced during halftime during the Super Bowl, not on TV, but it'll be selected then. Maybe it will be on TV. And the idea is to raise money, but this bag is absolutely exquisite. It's rare python painted. It's gorgeous. And so that's something they should follow. And so this is already taken on such great energy with the NFL ladies. So I am very grateful to be included in this. And we're the only item that's raffled off. It's our handbag in a case, front and center, showcase to help them out. So I love it. And they came to us, and that's pretty special.
That is very special. That is very special. I look forward to hearing more people who are coming to you. I know, again, I said, I feel like I'm watching a rocket ship take off, and I'm excited. I could not be more excited for you. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you were hoping you'd get to talk about while we were together today?
Let me think. Just the idea that people can reach out to us. That's something I don't think they know. And, there might be a wait of a couple weeks to meet with me or talk, but we can make your handbag dreams come true. and it's something that is, I think, probably the most unique thing about us. And I think it's something that is not happening out there.
Yeah.
And to know that you're actually creating an heirloom. You talked about something before where it's really something that would be passed on, and it's something that you'll have forever, and something that you're proud of, and you're proud of that you were involved in creating it. That's something pretty special.
A legacy.
A legacy.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's, what a gift. And to all my listeners out there, including the men, this is not an ordinary handbag, because I know you may just be listening and you may not have seen some of this. This is on YouTube. If you didn't get a chance, the video is all on YouTube if you want to kind of see some of these materials. But you need to go look. BSwanky.com. BSwanky.com. Because did I spell it wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
don't let me do that.
BSwanky.com.
Not an E. Yeah. So it's up here. I just didn't. Thank you.
And something for my pleasure, something for your male viewers too, is interestingly enough, Credit Suisse came out with a report last month that the number one collectible to invest in is handbags. They will appreciate 92% over the next year. And so it's fascinating.
I was like, after the year everyone had last year in investing, 92% up sounds fantastic for everyone.
Yes.
So it sounds like you all need to give Gretchen a call. Gretchen, my last question is the same for every single guest, which is this. In 3 generations, what do you hope your great-grandchildren remember about you?
That I was generous and fearless.
I hope that, and I don't know, but I hope there are great-grandchildren that inherit that fearlessness. The world needs more fearless people like Gretchen Bauer in the world. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much again for being here for another episode of Redefining Success. I'll be with you again next time. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.